My guest today is Carrie Cramp, CEO of Sizzler USA. Carrie, thanks so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So for those who are not familiar with Sizzler, can you give us a little background on your company?
Sizzler is one of America's original steakhouses. It got its name for the founder. When he first put steaks on a grill, he'd hear the sizzle sound and thought, what an incredible name to go with the incredible sound that they kind of highlighted what we're all about. The Sizzler concept is really designed to be an opportunity for community to get together, family to get together, to have a great meal. It's also been a place where a lot of people's first jobs came from. So not only did we participate in introducing steaks to the whole industry, but we also allowed people to have a lot of first jobs as well. So a lot of people that I meet along the way either tell me about, hey, I went to Sizzler with my grandparents or my parents, or it was my first job, or so it's really kind of cool to have that kind of a connection with consumers in a bunch of different ways.
Absolutely. And what is your role as CEO? And what's the most exciting thing about being the CEO of Sizzler?
Well, I think what I get an opportunity to do every day is just to help empower people to do and be the best that they can be. So that's the fun part about the job. There's this typical CEO things that you have to do with the administrative things, but where I really get my energy and my passion is going out into the restaurants and being in the kitchens when people are doing the prep work and being out in the dining room when we're taking care of guests. So I guess my job is to kind of be a cheerleader in some respects, to be out there acknowledging and recognizing the job that our crew does, and then also being a face of Sizzler to the guests and really listening to them, finding out how we're doing, or the things that we can do differently in order to be able to stay relevant in their lives. There's a lot of choices out there for people. So our goal is to stay relevant, but stay true to kind of who Sizzler is and what we've been known for 60 years.
Absolutely. And Sizzler started as a small converted office trailer and turned into a family steakhouse. You're now operating 131 locations throughout the U.S. What has been the biggest challenge you faced as Sizzler continues to grow?
Sure. I think the hard part a little bit is staying relevant to the original intent. So Del Johnson created this concept because he wanted to let people have the opportunity to get out of their homes and go have a dining experience somewhere. And he thought that having a great steak meal kind of in a community location was a good thing. So I think that's the core of what started us. So it's tempting to want to change and be something different over the period of time, but staying true to what you really were in the beginning, while at the same time staying relevant. So we added a salad bar about 40 years ago because we thought that we needed more of a complement to the steaks besides just a steak and a great baked potato. And since then, we've added shrimp and salmon and ribs and some other things to the menu. So I think the biggest challenge is to try to stay true to who you were in the original days and why you were created, and then also try to stay very relevant to the changing consumer tastes that are prevalent today.
Absolutely. And how important is Sizzler's connection with the consumer, and how are you adapting your business to the changing consumer?
Yeah, it's critical. It's absolutely critical. I think that we need to stay connected with them. The consumers not only age differently, so we have the generation baby boomers to generation X and Z and millennials, and we have names for all the different categories of guests, and all their preferences change. So we have to figure out how we stay true to the people who were, had been coming to Sizzler for years, and yet appeal to new groups of people that want to have food like we'd like to be able to deliver to them. So we've done a lot working on adapting not only just the basic core foods we have and the offerings we have, but even looking at craveability, new seasonings, new flavorings, new products. And then there's also, looking for sustainability, looking for all natural, looking for ways that we can stay relevant to the way people want to eat. And then the biggest thing we've seen is people want to customize. So our whole intent is to find ways that you can come in and then basically build your own meal, whether that's a steak and a baked potato, or whether it's salmon with vegetables, a salad that you can either indulge in and put blue cheese over the top of it, or a healthy salad. So try to stay relevant to the consumers and then make changes based on how they basically want us to be able to deliver that experience to them.